Hey everybody, Ryan here. It's nice to be able to do a video like this again. Sorry, I've been inundated with packing and schoolwork for the last week. Got my homework done early tonight, so I can do a video again. It's nice to be able to do that. Alright, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Helps the channel out if you hit that like button, and also if you subscribe if you haven't done so. Alright, let's get started with the games from the 12th of May 2021. Now, we now know that Montreal is going to be playing Toronto in the first round of the playoffs, and Edmonton is going to be playing host to Winnipeg. Now, none of these games really matter a whole lot at this point, other than just for some teams warm-ups versus other teams just getting this show that is their terrible season over with. These two are in the playoffs, obviously. So, let's see how these two did. 4-3, Edmonton won this one in overtime. Scoring started minute 58 into the first. Cole Caulfield would score his fourth goal of the year, unassisted. Then at 8:35 of the first, Alex Chiasson would score his ninth from James Neal and Dmitry Kulikov. Yes, James Neal is still out there. Doesn't seem like it because you never see his name, but yes, he is out there. Then at 9:58 of the first, Nick Suzuki would score his 14th, shorthanded, unassisted, making it 2-1 Montreal. Then at 10:53 of the first, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins 16th on the power play from Tyson Barrie and Connor McDavid. McDavid hitting 70 assists for the year. Whew, he is having a great year. Alright, 10:47 into the second, Leon Draisaitl will score his 31st goal of the year on the power play from Chiasson and McDavid, making it 3-2 going into the third. At 8:22 of the third, Nick Suzuki would score his second goal of the game, 15th of the year, from Cole Caulfield. That is Caulfield's first career assist. He's more of a goal scorer, so it's not surprising he has 4 goals to 1 assist. But that's also, I believe, his first multi-point game. Alright, now we're going into overtime. It takes 27 seconds for Dominic Cahoon to score his 9th goal of the year from Leon Draisaitl and Tyson Barrie, giving Edmonton the 4-3 victory, and matters not for the standings for either team. Alright, shots on goal were 29-22 in favor of Montreal. Face-offs 61-39, heavily in favor of Montreal. Edmonton 2 for 3 on the power play, Montreal 0 for 1. Penalty minutes 6-2, Montreal was 6. Hits were 26-20 in favor of Edmonton. Blocks 14-8 in favor of Edmonton. Giveaways 23-15, Edmonton with 23. Edmonton needs to just fix that area pretty quick. Alright, Smith had 26 saves, 897 save percentage for the victory, and Primo had 18 saves, 818 save percentage for a loss. Next up is Toronto versus the red-hot Ottawa Senators. And Ottawa gets the win. Like I said previously, some teams are playing for something here, some aren't. This is a rivalry, so these two always play hard. But Ottawa, the way they're looking, if they can play all next year the way they ended this season, they're going to be a good team next year. But that's a big if, because we've seen teams like LA ended last year really hot, not so good this year. Very, very bad stretches during the season this year still. And still didn't make the playoffs. Alright, 18:52 in the first, Nikita Zaitsev will score his 4th from Shane Pinto. Then at 6:01 of the second, Jake Muzzin would get his 4th on the power play from Joe Thornton and Alex Kerfoot. Then 9:07 of the second, Ottawa regained the lead. Connor Brown's 22nd, shorthanded, unassisted. Then at 12:12, they would take a 2-goal lead. Parker Kelly would score his first career goal. Congrats to him. From Eric Brandstrom and Artem Anisimov. Then at 16:29 of the second, Toronto would make a 1-goal game again. John Tavares would score his 19th from William Nylander and Jake Muzzin. Then at 17:20 of the third, Austin Matthews would score his 41st, if I could talk, goal of the year, unassisted, giving Toronto the 3-3 tie, sending this to overtime, where it would take 9 seconds 2 quick overtime games to start the day today. Josh Norris would get his 17th from Brady Tkachuk, giving Ottawa the victory and Toronto the overtime loss. But Toronto already has the division, so there you go. All right, Toronto outshot Ottawa 33-28. Faceoffs were 57-43 in favor of Toronto. Power play 1 for 5 for Toronto, 0 for 4 for Ottawa. Penalty minutes 12-10, 12 for Ottawa. Hits were 28-27 in favor of Ottawa. Blocks 15-11 in favor of Ottawa. And giveaways 11-9, 11 for Toronto. Anderson had 24 saves for 857 save percentage. And he needs to play better than that. We're getting close to the playoffs. He needs to start playing better. Gustafson, 30 saves, 909 save percentage for the victory. All right, on to the final matchup between Vegas and San Jose. This is Vegas and San Jose's last game of the year. Vegas has won 7 of the 7 games played so far. Which, if you look at it that way, that is part of the reason why San Jose missed the playoffs. Because they couldn't get a victory here at all. Let's see how they did tonight. That did not help. 6-0. Or 6-0. Vegas finishes 8-0 against San Jose this year. I don't know how they did against LA. I'm sure they probably did great against them. I know Anaheim won 1 game against them. So between 2 of the 3 California teams, Vegas was 15-1. I can't imagine why they're right now at the top of the league and top of the division. We'll see how the Colorado LA games go today and tomorrow. That will decide who actually wins the President's Trophy. All right, 3:52 in the first. Alex Pietrangelo 7th, third and last 5, I believe that is, from Riley Smith and Jonathan Marchessault. That is 7:48 of the first. Keegan Colasar would score his 3rd from Carrier and Waugh. Then at 3:05 of the second, Carrier 6th from Tuck and William Karlsson. I had to make that distinction because San Jose has a Karlsson too. 7:04 into the second, Marchessault's 18th from Smith and White Cloud. Then at, where is it? Oh, right there. 4:10 of the third, Dylan Sikura will score his 1st goal of the year. Not his first career goal. That was last year with Chicago, was his first career goal. But first of this season, from Matthias Janmark and Brayden McNabb. Then at 12:16 of the third, Sikura will score his 2nd from Dylan Coghlan, giving us our final score 6-0. Vegas with the slapping of San Jose. All right, shots on goal were 44-19 in favor of Vegas. Definitely beat them there too. Faceoffs were even, 50% each. Power play 0 for 4 for Vegas. San Jose 0 for 1. San Jose finishing the season with a really good power play or penalty kill like usual. Last year they were the top team by a long stretch and didn't make the playoffs. And this year they're not the top team, but they're definitely still one of the better ones. And they still didn't make the playoffs, and their power play is god-awful. Penalty minutes 8-2. San Jose with 8. Hits were 28-13 in favor of San Jose. Blocks 13-12 in favor of Vegas. Giveaway 7-5. Vegas was 7. Goalies were Fleury with a 19-save shutout. Melnichuk for San Jose had a 38-save, 864 save percentage loss. Now, like I previously said, this game, if Colorado doesn't win here, Vegas clinches the President's Trophy, which is top team in the league, and the division. So let's see how they do against LA. Is this a trend? 6-0. They beat LA tonight. And they play, I believe, tomorrow again. So tomorrow, if Avalanche win that game, they tie Vegas, but they had the tiebreaker, so they will be the top team in the league and the top of the division. So we'll have to see how tomorrow's game goes, so I'll make sure I do a video. There's only 3 games, so it should be a quick one tomorrow. All right, 14:43 into the first. Jonas Donskoy will score 16th on the power play from Burakovsky and Mikko Rantanen. 16:02 into the first. Pierre-Edouard Bellemar's 8th from Jason Megna and Kiefer Sherwood. Then 19:15, JT Compher's 8th from Rantanen, and Landeskog. Then on to the second period. 4:16 into the second, Confer's ninth goal of the season. Second of the game from Devin Taves and Samuel Girard. Then at 10:03 of the second, Landeskog's 20th from Taves and Rantanen. Then 11:47, this would be the 6-0 goal. JT Compher would complete the hat trick, his 10th of the year, from Valeri Nichushkin. I believe that is Compher's first career hat trick. If I am wrong, let me know in the comments, but either way, congrats, because it's always awesome to get a hat trick. Alright, Colorado outshot LA 37-18. They beat them pretty heavily in faceoff dot 61-39. LA 0 for 2 on the power play. Colorado 1 for 4. Penalty minutes were 8-4, 8 for LA. Hits were 10-9, Colorado with 10. Blocks 15-13 in favor of Colorado. Giveaways 4-2, Colorado with 4. Kelvin Peterson had 31 saves for 838 save percentage in the loss. And Phil Grubauer 18 saves shutout for the victory. On to Minnesota versus St. Louis, our last game of the evening. St. Louis will win this one 4-0. Seems to be a trend. First 2 games are overtime games. Last 3 games are shutouts with heavy score on one side. 12:54 into the first, Ivan Barbashev would score his 5th from David Perron and Colton Parenko. Then 14:40, Jaden Schwartz would get his 8th from Jordan Kyrou and Brandon Shen. Then 9:56, Torrey Krug would score his 2nd goal of the year from Ryan O'Reilly and David Perron. I see Krug's name a lot, but I realize now that it's mostly in the assists. I don't know how. I didn't notice they only have 1 goal up until today. Serious downturn in his goal scoring this year, but an adjustment period, right? New team. 13:10 into the second, David Perron 17th from Krug and Falk, giving St. Louis the 4-0 victory. Now these two are still waiting to see who they're going to play. We know Minnesota's the 3rd team in the West. St. Louis is the 4th. Tomorrow we'll decide, is St. Louis playing Colorado or is St. Louis playing Vegas? And same thing for Minnesota. So we'll have to see with that game tomorrow. That's going to be our decider. I believe that is the last playoff series not yet determined, is the 2 in the West. And what is holding me up from doing my previews for those series. Shots on goal were 31-27 in favor of Minnesota. Faceoffs 55-45 in favor of St. Louis. Power play 0 for 3 for Minnesota. No power plays for St. Louis. Penalty minutes were 8-2, 8 for St. Louis. So they obviously had an offsetting minor that the 2 teams did. Hits were 37-31, fairly physical game in favor of St. Louis. Blocks were 5 each. Giveaways 25-23. Ooh, both those teams need to clean that up. 25 for Minnesota. Cam Talbot had a 23 save, 852 save percentage, and the loss. And Husso had a 30 save shutout for the victory. And there you go. That is all the games for today. I hope you enjoyed. I know other than 2 of those games, there's really not much most of these teams are playing for. It's mostly just makeup games at this point from the COVID missing, or the COVID time that they missed. So take it or leave it. This is just how it is. So gonna keep this up. I know there's 3 games tomorrow, so we'll go through those tomorrow too. Alright. If you have not done so already, please hit that like button and make sure to hit that subscribe button too. Other than that, make sure to comment and share. And I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow. Bye everybody.